Indoor vertical farms have been touted for their ability to grow leafy green vegetables like lettuce in warehouses year-round. Bowery Farming, one of the US's largest vertical farm companies, says it can grow more than 5.5 tons of produce daily. And in a bid to expand its portfolio, the company is adding a new crop to its roster: strawberries. About 90% of strawberries in the US are grown in California. The state's strawberry harvest runs from early spring until fall.
Because we're grown close to the point of consumption, we can pick these berries at the peak of freshness, and then they're on shelf 48 hours later.
With strawberries, it takes more steps because the leaf has to grow, as does the flower, and the flower that becomes the strawberry fruit actually has to be pollinated. So these companies have to enlist the help of bees to pollinate those flowers to ultimately become the fruit that people will eat.
Vertical farms like Bowery use a mix of sensors, robotics, and automation to grow food that they say makes their produce fresher, better tasting, and better for the environment. But vertical farms also face challenges, including a significant upfront investment in the use of extensive lighting systems that are energy intensive. In 1935, there were 6.8 million farms in the US. By 2020, that number dropped to a little over 2 million. So with the global population expected to surge to about 10 billion in the next 30 years, and with the vast majority of those people living in urban areas, can indoor vertical farms like Bowery be a viable alternative for growing the world's fruits and vegetables? In a warehouse in Kearney, New Jersey, outside of New York City, Bowery's indoor vertical farm stacks crops from floor to ceiling. Using LED lights to mimic the sun and the continuous supply of water and nutrients to feed its plants, crops like lettuce and arugula are grown year-round.
In addition to the genetics piece, right, the seed piece, within our system, the variables that we play with are nutrients, light, airflow. And light, it's not just the intensity of light, but it's the photo periods. We could make a 28-hour day for our plants, right? Or a 16-hour day, depending on what we think the optimal recipe is.
It has other benefits too. Bowery claims its vertically stacked design can yield 100 times more produce compared to an outdoor operation on a similar footprint while using 95% less water. The company's crops are grown without pesticides, and different types of plants can grow side by side. Indoor farms also don't have to contend with seasonal labor shortages like on traditional farms. And growing crops closer to your customer allows goods to be shipped from harvest to shelf in as little as 48 hours. But indoor farms face significant challenges, including hefty startup costs, high urban rents, and steep energy costs to power LED lights and ventilation.
In general, is still in the very early stages. A lot of the companies that consumers see on shelves are pretty limited in what they can grow.